In this video, I'm going to show you how to curve words to fit inside of a shape. I do have a video, it's called Text Effects, on how to bend and deform text, but I don't believe I put it inside of a shape. And I had a lady contact me. She has this image here that she wants to recreate. So what I did was I went into my files and I grabbed a football, and I just used my paint bucket to fill those areas, open areas, with the color. And then I need a shape for this, the red outline that I have here, so that when I place my words, I don't go outside of it. So I'll select it and I will hold my shift key and click on the color red. I'll open my fill and stroke and change my stroke style to 5, and then I'll click on the color black. Now, I don't want this in here because I don't want this placed up at the top. As you can see, theirs is kind of in the middle. So what I can do, there's two ways you can do this. You can grab your Bezier pen, draw a shape around it, fill it, select them both, and do path difference. I just sometimes find it easier to do it this way if you don't grab the wrong thing. Just go to your node editor, left click, and drag a box around all of these nodes here, and just delete them. Okay, now I have an outline. All right, so that's how I achieved this. Except what I also did with this was I went to my node editor. Let me zoom in here. I selected all of these. I grabbed one of the nodes and I pulled them down. And then what I did was I deleted these. If you left click and drag over the ones you want to delete, just hit the delete, and then hover over these little ends of these circles, hold Control and click on them, and they'll go back into their node. All right, so then I did the same thing on this side. Hold Control, click on those little red circles. Okay, so then this still looks too big. So I selected half of it, holded my Control key down, I said hold it, and just kind of trying to make them a little bit smaller. The only thing is these are so wide and these now are thin, but you know, you can find another SVG file that has a different threads, or whatever you call those things. I forget. I tried to trace this, but there's just too much going on in the background that I couldn't get it. So anyways, that's how I came across getting this here. So now what I'll do is I'll just select it and I'll go to my align and distribute, and I will center them vertically and horizontally. All right, and then I'll type out the words. So we'll go for uniform and path, object to path, ungroup, path, union. And then I'm going to open my path effects editor. And with my word selected, your word has to be selected. Click on this little plus button down here, and this box will pop up. Click on bend, add, and then under bend right here, you'll have this little icon to edit on canvas. Click on that, and it's going to put a little line across your word. You just left click on that and pull it up. Okay. Now, I probably should have put this up here so I could see how much to bend it, but all I have to do is click on my bend path again, and that actually looks kind of good. It's not long enough on the sides, but you can stretch that out. You can either grab this node and stretch it out a little bit, get it where you want it, or when you do get it where you want it, you need to go to path, object to path. And then you can select it and you can stretch it out this way, this way, this way, or this way. Okay? Just however you want it to fit in there. I kind of messed that up, didn't I? All right, so the next word we have is washing. Oops. There we go. Path, object to path, ungroup, path, union. But let me show you something. Let me delete that, type it again. And you can go up here to your spacing between letters and click on the up arrow, and that will stretch your word out also. It will put more space in between each letter. Then go to path, object to path, ungroup, path, union, and go to make sure that it's selected. It has a bounding box around it. Click on this little plus button in your path effects editor. Bend, add, bend path, edit on canvas. Now again, I can select this and move it up here where I want it, or where I think I want it. Go back over here to edit on canvas, left click on that line and pull it up. And then you can choose your arrow and move it into place, however, wherever you want it. Make sure that you go path, object to path, because let me Control Z out of that and show you. If I go to my node editor and I click on the word washing, you see it's not on this word, it's on the original word. But watch what happens when I do path, object to path. Now it's on the new word. So you have to do that or it's not going to work, okay? So that's how you would do it. You would just go around. When it comes to the side here, what I would probably do is click on my inside, hold the shift key, click on my frame, right click and duplicate. Bring that down and rotate it. You can use this arrow right here and it rotates it 90 degrees clockwise, okay? And then type out your word. Let's see, what is it? Helmet. And do path, object to path, ungroup, path, union. I'll move it over here a little bit. Obviously, it's going to need to be quite a bit smaller. And we'll try that. And then with it selected, click on your little plus sign in your path effects editor, go to bend, add, and click on your bend path edit on canvas. And then you can still need to be smaller. And there's a word underneath it. So I'll make it quite small because there's another word that goes under here. So all right, now when you're done, path, object, path, okay? And then the next word is finding. So we'll type in finding. Path, object to path, ungroup, path union. Go back to your path editor, click on the plus sign, bend, add, under bend, bend path, click on that. And I don't think that needs to be that curved. So let's move it into place and shrink it down. Zoom in here where I can see what I'm doing. Does that hang over at all? No, it doesn't. So let's go back to edit and I'll straighten that out a little bit because there's really not that much of a bend right there. and I'll pull it up and I'll shrink it down just so that it fits in there. And then path, object to path. And you can stretch it out however you want. You can make it the whole length. And then what I would do is just select those two, bring them up here, rotate them. Well, that didn't work, did it? Because they're not all one. Let's do path union and then rotate and put them into place. Okay, so that's how I would get this effect. You're probably going to have to play around with your fonts, find one that will work, because obviously there's 2 more words that need to go in here. These are far too big. You may have to, when you fill your open areas in your football like I did, you may not even have to do that, I don't know, but do them separately. Don't combine them so that they can be moved around a little bit, maybe. So then when you're done, you can select all of your text words and do path union so that they stay all one. You can get rid of your frame and just select everything and then hold your shift key down and deselect your brown part here, and then you can union those all together and they'll cut just like they are here. So select everything and then you can group it, go to File, Save As, find a destination, give it a name, and save it as a plain SVG. So I hope that this helps. Thanks for watching, and join me in my next video.